This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Just me and my neighbor trying to keep up with what we were dealing with, and it was just a losing battle.
Never. This is truly unprecedented.
Flooded streets, washed out highways, disrupted lives. People in some western Manitoba communities reeling as rivers swell to never-before-seen levels. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Brittany's away tonight. Hundreds of people remain out of their homes tonight in our province as raging floodwaters leave a trail of destruction. One of the worst hit areas was Swan River, where access remains limited due to washed-out roads and overland flooding. However, we were able to send a videographer into the community today as Manitoba's premier visited some of the hardest-hit areas. And as the CBC's Josh Crabb reports, while the future right now looks far from certain for some, communities are pulling together.
Neighborhoods inundated by rushing water in Swan River. Homes swamped, people displaced. It's the second major flood in this area in less than a month due to heavy downpours. But this time, the town got hit harder. Kevin and Pam Gregg woke up Wednesday to the sound and sight of water rushing up their street. They moved stuff to higher ground, tried to sandbag, but ended up leaving their home behind.
It was just me and my neighbor trying to keep up with what we were dealing with, and it was just a losing battle at that point.
Mandatory evacuations were ordered in some parts of the western Manitoba town, 380 kilometers northwest of Winnipeg, after it got slammed in June with 270 millimeters of rain, causing rivers to spill their banks.
We have never seen this before. This is really unprecedented.
Swan River Mayor Lance Jacobson says volunteers fought to protect homes, but there was only so much they could do.
Unfortunately, some of the people down here had to be evacuated. As you can see, there was just no way to sandbag and to protect these areas.
The main highways in and out of Swan River are cut off in every direction. Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew flew in to tour the area Thursday, as well as other hard-hit areas in the parkland. He says he's asked the federal government for help from the Canadian Armed Forces.
So to get equipment, resources, and sandbags into place is still a need as we're speaking now. And the other piece is that the cleanup operation is going to be gargantuan.
So we've got plenty of the pedestal pumps left.
Swan River home hardware owner Rachel Schindler stocked up on supplies after the first flood and stayed open into the early morning to make sure people could get what they need.
We're doing what we can to help out whoever we can.
Just outside of one of the town's evacuation zones, Ainsley White was able to stay in her house, but her basement flooded.
My daughter and I made sure that we had things up and on shelving, just out of the line of water. I thought, okay, well, I can't pull everything upstairs, so at least if I can get it 3-4 feet off the ground and hope for the best, that's kind of the approach we took.
The challenge here is far from over. Once the water goes down, people will have to assess the damage before the cleanup can begin. Josh Crabb, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Now, water also rushed into Dauphin early yesterday morning, flooding streets and basements there and closing the city's hospital. The CBC's Chelsea Kemp is in Dauphin with more.
The water has receded from most of Dauphin streets. Now, the cleanup begins. At Anna Toe's house, they're sucking up the remains from more than a foot of water in the basement. And water is still seeping in. She says it came in fast and furious Wednesday morning.
The street here in front of our house was a river. It was quite literally a river. It was all the way up to our door, like the steps to our door, the water. So I just looked out my window right here and was just in shock.
Dauphin declared a local state of emergency Wednesday. The city received about 115 millimeters of rain since Sunday night. The flooding was so extreme, 57 patients were evacuated from the hospital as the water swamped generators in the basement.
Well, as long as the rain stays away and we can keep the water out, we can begin to deal with containment and restoration, hopefully. Well, assessment, then restoration. And that'll be the biggest challenge, is looking at supply chain there's a lot of specialized equipment that's been probably destroyed.
Dauphin Fire Chief Cameron Abry says the water rose rapidly. They responded to a call around 8 p.m. Tuesday, and there was no water by the fire hall. By the time they returned 30 minutes later, the water was a foot from the station. He says at the height of the flood, there were about a dozen people evacuated, mainly from a campground, and more than 60 volunteers from across the province helping.
There's going to be a lot of cleanup involved, so if you're able to just lend some emotional support or a strong back to help move some furniture and stuff for those homes that are affected, that would be the best thing you could do.
Guy Bordian is helping rip out carpets and clean out a basement that was filled with floodwaters. He wants to know how the water became so high, so fast, with little warning. He worries what the impacts will be for older residents and those removed from the hospital.
The level of frustration with everybody. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of people that are underinsured, and for us it's slightly easier because of, we're mobile and can do some of the work. For others who can't, where's that help?
Bart Mikuleski owns one of those homes. He says it's been shocking to see the devastation left by the raging waters and what he describes as the worst storm he's ever seen in Dauphin.
So we're just going to start ripping up flooring, and I think for the most part that's kind of the extent of the damage that we're going to have. So we'll pull up flooring, we'll dry up the basement.
Dauphin Regional Health Centre says a triage clinic has been set up next to the hospital. So there's still help available for those experiencing medical emergencies. And patients will be sent to other facilities that can best help them. Chelsea Kemp, CBC News, Dauphin.
Now, the province says as many as 50 provincial roads and many more municipal roads have been damaged or completely washed out by this week's flooding. That has left entire communities in the parkland completely cut off. That includes Highway 10, a main north-south link between Swan River and Dauphin. A large part of the highway has washed away near Pine River, leaving those near there with no way to reach either community.
Well, right now, I guess all you can do is basement cleanup. That's probably all anybody can really do. We are unable to get out of our community to go into any other communities at this point.
The province is advising people in the parkland to stay off of all roadways for the time being, even if they appear to be safe to drive on. All of the roads in and out of Duck Mountain Provincial Park are also damaged and closed due to flooding. That has left some 200 people stranded at campgrounds and cottages in the park. The province says work has begun to repair access roads that have been washed out. Manitoba Hydro has also been in the park repairing lines that fell across roadways. However, some campers in the park say they have been told it could be up to a week before they can leave.
Go camping to go off the grid a little bit, but you're just not expecting, you're just not expecting to have no means of getting out.
I think it's a lot more concerning.
Yeah.
If we have to be here for longer than a couple more days.
Manitoba Parks is asking people in the park to continue sheltering in place where they are. Park staff and Manitoba conservation officers are conducting wellness checks. All right, let's turn now to a first check on our Manitoba weather forecast with weather specialist Khalil Hassanali. And Khalil, I think what a lot of people, at least in southern Manitoba, are hoping for is some warmer and much drier weather in the days ahead.
So we're looking at the radar, Riley, and over the next couple of hours, what we do have is hopefully a little bit of good news, and over the next little while, hopefully some more good news as the rain does start to subside. Looking at the last couple of hours, we've just seen a small band going through the Brandon area. You're going to see that there is perhaps a few more showers in store for us as we go through the rest of the evening and through the overnight hours, but not too much of accumulation until we get to tomorrow and through the overnight hours tonight. It's going to be moving through the Brandon area through the late part of the evening, and then tomorrow morning, maybe early afternoon, that's when it's going to start moving towards the Winnipeg area, but nothing in terms of significant accumulation. As we go through the next little while, it should hopefully dry up by the time we get towards Friday afternoon, and it looks like for the most part that it's going to be pretty quiet in terms of significant accumulation over the next 24 to 48 hours.
Thank you so much, Khalil. Well, from flooding to fires now, and a little bit of good news. The town of Lynn Lake has announced that locals can go home starting tomorrow morning. Hundreds of people had to leave the area on Saturday due to a nearby fire. Now, that fire is still burning, but heading away from the town, not toward it. The Manitoba Wildfire Service has determined that the fire poses no more risk to the community, though crews will still need to fight it. It brings an end to Lynn Lake's third fire evacuation in the last 13 months, much to the relief of the town's mayor.
Watching people leave community was absolutely heartbreaking. A lot of unresolved traumas and issues from last year. Good response efforts on the provincial side that we were able to make it a short duration and get people home as soon as possible.
Hundreds of people were scattered around the province during the evacuation. Many who couldn't drive out of town were put up in hotels in Brandon. Still ahead, with the wet spring that we've had across southern Manitoba, another summer nuisance could be on the rise in Winnipeg. More on the city's plan for mosquitoes. When we come back, stay with us. Welcome back. Well, you've probably had to swat away a few mosquitoes these past couple of weeks, at least. The city says the recent wet weather has made ideal breeding grounds for the bloodsuckers. And as the CBC's Cameron McLean explains, it could get worse.
Business is booming for a Winnipeg mosquito company. This crew from Mosquito.buzz is protecting a house in Charleswood, one of the areas where the city says mosquito trap counts are highest. The company's chief operating officer, Jordan Lavin, says they've seen a surge in requests for their residential mosquito treatments.
Winnipeg has had a substantial amount of intense rainfall over the past few weeks, which has increased the amount of standing water, which is what mosquitoes love from a breeding perspective. The last 2 weeks has been pretty intense comparatively to past wet seasons, so you can tell that the demand has definitely spiked.
According to trap count data, areas in the southern half of the city have about twice as many mosquitoes on average as areas in the northern half. And where I am here in St. Vital Park is one of the worst areas, with average daily trap counts of more than 200. Vladislav Pavlev was spending a day at the park with a friend, but says the mosquito situation has gotten noticeably worse recently. Have you been getting bitten a lot?
Yeah, especially at this park. At this park, for some reason, there's just like a bunch of them, like a huge amount of them, and they're everywhere. And I personally noticed that for some people, some of the people, they like to bite more.
Citywide trap counts are one factor used to determine whether to fog for adult mosquitoes. Right now, its level is at medium, but the director of the city's insect control branch says that could change.
It all depends really on how much rain we get moving forward. The mosquitoes that are out right now will be around for 2 to 3 weeks, and then if we don't get much rain for July and August, then the mosquito numbers will decrease.
But if Winnipeg continues to get heavy rain, mosquito numbers could continue rising, potentially triggering a round of citywide spraying. Cameron McLean, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Environment Canada and the Northern Tornadoes Project now confirm a tornado caused damage in the White Ridge neighborhood on Monday night. The twister carved a narrow path of destruction, damaging roofs and uprooting trees. It has been given a preliminary EF1 rating. That is the second lowest rank in terms of severity. It's estimated to have had wind speeds of up to 175 kilometers an hour. No injuries were reported. And by the way, this is the first confirmed tornado touchdown in Winnipeg since June of 2009. Meantime, the twister that barreled through the Rossburn area on Sunday was stronger than first pegged. Environment Canada now says it has been upgraded from an initial EF2 to an EF3, which comes with estimated wind speeds of around 230 kilometers an hour. That twister tore apart a century-old home near Rossburn, heavily damaging the rest of the farmyard. A house across the road was also damaged. Well, the school year may be over, but a bullying incident in Brandon is still front and center in many parents' minds. As CBC reported earlier this month, a 12-year-old boy's head was pushed into a toilet that had feces in it. That motivated another mom who says her boy was also bullied to launch a petition to get the school division's attention. The CBC's Michelle McDougall has the story.
Oh, here. Oh, there we go.
Lindsay Robinson opens the online petition she created called Brandon Students Deserve Better. More than 2,000 people have signed it, and dozens have shared their stories.
And my daughter was physically assaulted. No student should have to worry about being bullied while going to school. Do better, Brandon School Division. So there's 2,000 people that are calling for change, they're screaming for help. That Brandon School Division, and this is further than Brandon School Division, but Brandon School Division, our kids need help.
Robinson, a mother of 3, started the petition after hearing about another mom named Laura Lees Yashek. Her 12-year-old son Lincoln had his head pushed into a toilet that had feces in it while on a field trip with Waverly Park School earlier this month. Robinson says her 11-year-old son Bentley was bullied too, and she couldn't stay silent anymore.
I've read in the comments of the petition that kids are being called liars. So depending on who the kids are that are bullying them, so then they don't want to come forward anymore. How does it make you feel when you are bullied?
It makes me feel sad, terrified.
2 years ago, Robinson moved Bentley from Waverly Park to a new school because she says her calls to administration about him being bullied were ignored.
Nobody wants to be bullied, and if you're being a bully, just don't, because You think you're being cool, but you're not.
4 days after the petition was launched, Brandon School Division told CBC it is creating a review panel to look for gaps in anti-bullying programs and come up with solutions. Robinson says she was invited to join, and so was Lincoln's mom.
We're hearing everybody, not just, my kids' perspective, all kids, they're all different perspectives, but this is a good step.
Brandon School Division Superintendent and Waverly Park School Principal declined CBC's requests for interviews. Michelle McDougall, CBC News, Brandon.
Safety is being emphasized after Manitoba saw 8 people die in off-road vehicle accidents last year. As the CBC's Veerlyn Kubanek reports, one woman is reminding people of the importance of wearing a helmet after she lost her daughter in an ATV crash.
Here's my girl.
At a cemetery at Saugeen First Nation, Marilyn Corshane honors her daughter, Katie Pajak, who died in an all-terrain vehicle crash 5 years ago. Her daughter wasn't wearing a helmet when she was driving an ATV and crashed, hitting her head on a rock.
I mean, it's so heartbreaking for a mom to go through this. I don't want to see other mothers going through what I've gone through.
In Manitoba, 8 people aged 11 to 63 died in off-road vehicle accidents in 2025, and 4 more have died so far this year. There were also 227 hospitalizations for injuries from use of off-road vehicles in Manitoba last year. Data shows that in all 8 fatalities, the victims were not wearing a helmet, or if the vehicle had a seatbelt, they didn't have the seatbelt done up. Under Manitoba law, wearing a helmet is mandatory, with certain exceptions, such as when the off-road vehicle is being used for farming or other industries. If the off-road vehicle is equipped with a seatbelt and rollover protection, a helmet is not mandatory, but the seatbelt must be worn. Losing her daughter prompted Corshane to raise awareness about safety and wearing helmets when riding an ATV. She started a campaign to give free helmets to people who take a safety training course. She wants other people to avoid the devastating experience of losing someone.
Understandably, for 8 months, I really was in shock, I think, for a long time because I just kind of stayed home. I needed to feel like she was still here.
The All-Terrain Vehicle Association of Manitoba, ATVMB, offers training to its members in a one-day course. In some provinces, it's mandatory to take safety training to drive an off-road vehicle, but not in Manitoba. In response to the 8 fatal accidents last year,
it's a tragedy. It's devastating. I mean, people go out and they're like on a holiday, they're on an adventure, and tragedy strikes. Where did it strike? Why did it strike? There's a lot of questions that need to be answered.
Lee says the safety of youths using off-road vehicles is an issue that doesn't get enough attention. Manitoba law permits youth under age 14 to operate an off-road vehicle as long as they are supervised and accompanied by either a parent or another adult and remain in clear view of that person at all times. Veerlyn Kubanek, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Well, it was another cloudy day across much of southern Manitoba today, even some scattered showers in the south. I know I saw some of that in Winnipeg here as well. Khalil is back with our full forecast when we come back. Stay with us. All right, time for a full check on our forecast with weather specialist Khalil Hassanali. And Khalil, things are looking a bit drier, but we're not totally out of the woods yet.
Looking over the next couple of days, Riley, it looks like most of the rain should subside in terms of heavy accumulation. There shouldn't be much through the overnight hours tonight into tomorrow for a large part of the province, which is good news. We are tracking a system that is going to be moving in as we go through the early morning of tomorrow. So around 4 o'clock in the morning towards Brandon, there could be a pretty heavy cell that comes down for a little bit. It's going to move out quite quickly. It's going to be tracking towards Winnipeg as we go through the late part of the morning towards the early part of the afternoon, but it should be pretty quiet and starting to dissipate in terms of strength and not really dropping hopefully that much rain on top of us. And then it does clear out by the time we get to late Friday afternoon into the evening time as well. In terms of accumulation, you're going to notice a little bit through Brandon. You're noticing at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, we do have about 1 millimeter through Brandon, 1 millimeter through Winnipeg. And then as we go through Saturday, it does start to build up a little bit more, about 15 millimeters in total, but tomorrow should be more dry than usual. As we go towards Saturday, that's where we could see another dumping coming on top of us. As we look at the weather and the wind forecast for the next little bit, we're noticing variable cloud cover, and we're noticing that variable winds are going to be there as well, but nothing gusting too high. It's going to be mostly pretty calm. As we try and plan out our Friday, we're going to notice that in the morning time, there's a chance of rain around 16 degrees. By the noontime, we're getting up to 20, and then towards 4 o'clock in the afternoon, there's a chance of some thunderstorms, but not too much accumulation. This is the high for the province as we go through tomorrow. We're noticing a high of 23 degrees in the city of Winnipeg. And then as we go towards the weekend, we're going to notice that Saturday there could be some more accumulation, especially for Brandon. And then going towards Sunday, that's when it's going to start to clear out and we have really nice temperatures. We're noticing 29 degrees on Sunday. And then as we go back towards the work week, we're noticing that it could be getting up towards 28, 30 degrees, the high 20s. And then as we go further than that, we do still have temperatures in the high 20s with the humidex into the 30s.
All right, thank you, Khalil. So I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate some brighter weather in the south, especially after this past week, to help dry things out and start to get that cleanup underway. That is our program for this Thursday. Thank you so much for being with us. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a great night.